Hey everyone, welcome to Pack 1 Pick 1 number 219 on the Mana Leek. I'm John. As always, it's Christmas Eve, so we're going to open something real special here. We're going to open this collector's pack of Throne of Eldraine and do a Pack 1 Pick 1, even though you'd have to be a pretty big high roller to be drafting with these packs. Now, of course, every week over at patreon.com/Mana Leek, I take a Patreon backer at the $5 level or above, randomize all of those patrons, and pick one for the chance to get all the cards, none of the cards, some of the cards out of this pack. And this week it's going to Sidian, who I don't think has ever won one of these before, but it's his time, and what a time to get it. So we're going to crack this pack, see what's in it, see what we would take Pack 1 Pick 1 if this was a ludicrous high roller draft. Now these are in the right order, right? They still go normal. I think they still go normal. It looks like the commons are all at the front. So these are weird packs. The first 8 cards are all foil commons. Up first we have Youthful Night, 1 and a wait for a 2/1 first strike creature human knight. It's not a first pick card, but I like it. Up next, we have a fancy. Now, there are 3 guaranteed fancy cards in the pack, so this is an extra fancy card. Silver Flame Squire, 1 and a white for a creature human soldier. It's a 2/1, but you can pay 2 and a white for on alert at instant to give target creature +2/+2 and untap it until end of turn. I guess untap it +2/+2 to end of turn. It's a fine card, like Youthful Night. I like it. I play it a lot, but it's not a first pick. Next up is Fling, foil Fling. Fling is 1 and a red for an instant. As an additional cost to cast it, sacrifice a creature, deal damage to any target equal to that creature's power. Don't play this card. It's just not good. There's cute stuff that you can do with it, and you just shouldn't. There's better cards to play than Fling. There would need to be a dedicated black-red sack deck for me to play Fling, and there's not in this format. Give me a format where there is, though, because that's one of my favorite decks. Masters 25? Mwah, chef's kiss. Mistford River Turtle is up next. 3 and a blue for a creature turtle. It's a 1/5. Whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature, non-human creature, can't be blocked this turn. This card's real bad. Non-human is not blue. There are, of course, non-humans, but that's the red-green thing. A 1/5 for 4 is pretty mediocre. There's just nothing going on with Mistford River Turtle. It's just a really mediocre card. Do not play, do not pick. Up next is Reef Sol. Well, there's a first pick. Reef Sol is 1 and a black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature with power 3 or less. It's very, very, very good removal. Yes, it doesn't kill the biggest and scariest things, but it kills a lot of things, some of which are, in fact, scary. This is the first pick. This is the clear first pick so far. Up next is another fancy card, uncommon. So we must be into the uncommon section, or maybe we're into the fancy section. I don't know. But it is a foil animating fairy, 2 and a blue for a 2/2 flyer, or you can bring to life for 2 and a blue at sorcery speed, make target artifact into a 4/4 creature, or sorry, make it a 0/0 creature, but give it 4 +1/+1 counters. Very good card. I love the art on it. This is possibly one of my favorite arts, just the storybook of the fairy animating pots and pans Pinocchio. Super good card. Not a first pick against Reef Sol, but really pretty, really good. Up next is Skullknocker Ogre. So yes, we must be in the uncommon foil section, is my assumption here. Skullknocker Ogre is 3 and a red for a creature ogre. It's a 4/3 whenever it deals whenever it deals damage to an opponent, if you find any other way of doing that. That player discards a card at random. If they do, they draw a card. This card's really bad. Really bad. Don't play this card. There's so much other cards that you could play. You just don't want to be doing this at all. You don't want to give your opponent more cards. Even if they are discarding at random, just do not want. I believe this must be our last uncommon then, is Deathless Night, which is Golgari for a creature skeleton knight. It's a 4/2 with haste, which means it blocks Gingerbrute really well. And when you gain life, you the first time each turn. That's an interesting clause that I don't know if it's ever come up, but could be important. Return Deathless Night from your graveyard to your hand. Very good card. 4/2 haste is not something to sneeze at, and the fact that it can come back in the food deck colors is very, very, very good. Totally fine card. I'm still taking Reef Sol over it, but a solid card nonetheless. Still on commons. I don't know how these packs work. Overwhelmed Apprentice. Overwhelmed Apprentice is a single blue mana for a 1/2 creature human wizard. When it ETBs, you do some stuff. What do? You scry 2. Each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard, and then you scry 2. Scry 2, mill 2. Scry 2, mill 2. Card's not very good. Even in the mill deck, I'm not a huge fan of it. It just doesn't... this card never does what I want. I don't really pick this card. I think other people pick it a little bit higher, which means I just never see it. Still, I'm not taking it over Reef Sol. So this, yes, we're out of the foils. We're into the fancy. So these are going to be, I believe, 3 showcase and or... extended art planeswalker. So up first we have Lovestruck Beast. Lovestruck Beast is 2 and a green for a creature beast noble. It's a 5/5, but it can't attack, but can block unless you have a 1/1 creature. Well, good news. Heart's Desire is a single green mana for a sorcery to create a 1/1 white human creature token. Lovestruck Beast is really good. I think I pick it over the Reef Sol. It's a rare. It's the first of our rares. We have at least 2 more rares in this pack, by the by, or possibly more. So Reef Sol by Lovestruck Beast, you're going to be our new first pick. Our next fancy frame is Beanstalk Giant. Beanstalk Giant is 6 and a green for a creature giant. It's a star because its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you have. For 2 and a green, you can cast Fertile Footsteps, which is a sorcery. Lets you go into your library, find a basic land, I assume. Yes, basic land card, and put it onto the battlefield. Not tapped. Super solid card. It's a first pick in many packs. I'd first pick it probably over Reef Sol, not over Lovestruck Beast though, so it's not going to hang out. Our final fancy card is Rimrock Knight. Rimrock Knight is 1 and a red for a creature dwarf knight. It's a 3/1 that can't block, but you can do Boulder Rush, which is a single red for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. I have cast this so many times, confident that I was giving my creature +3/+0, and it doesn't do that. I've done it many times, and I'm going to do it more. There's not much time left to draft this format. I'm going to make that mistake a few more times for sure. Totally solid card. It works in a lot of red decks. It's not a high pick though, and it's obviously not a high pick against Lovestruck Beast. So after this comes our ancillary card, our card that does not exist in the format, our card from Brawl or Planeswalker decks or the Buy a Box promo. We got Gluttonous Troll. Gluttonous Troll is 2 black-green for a creature troll, and I've never really read this before, so let's see what it does. 3/3 trample for 4. When Gluttonous Troll enters the battlefield, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. So in my world, it will be 1. Pay 1 and a green, sacrifice another non-land permanent. Gluttonous Troll gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I mean, the card's fine. 4 mana, 3/3 trample that makes a food is, I guess it's a literal, factual worse Witch Stalker. Because you have to have a black, it's only a 3/3. So it is worse than Witch Stalker, but Witch Stalker is really good. But I can pay 1 and a green to give it +2/+2 until end of turn if I sacrifice a food or a creature or a token or anything that's not a land. I don't think I'm picking that over the Beast. I don't think. This seems pretty mediocre. I'm going to assume this is a Planeswalker deck card. It's probably actually a Brawl card, but I think I'm still just on Lovestruck Beast. I know what that card does. This one feels like a worse common. Our extended art rare is Gadwick the Wizened. Gadwick the Wizened is X blue for a legendary creature human wizard. It's a 3/3. When it ETBs, you draw X cards, and whenever you cast a blue spell, you tap target non-land permanent an opponent controls. Solid card. I've played this a lot. I've enjoyed it. It obviously has to be mono blue or heavy blue, and that's not where I really want to be. Pack 1, pick 1, unless it's an absolute bomb, and this is not an absolute bomb, so I still think I'm on Lovestruck Beast. We have, I believe, 1 more card, which will be a foil rare. I think that's how this pack works, and then I think we get a double side foil token. Let's see. We get, wow, an extended art foil Rankle. I don't know that all these are always extended art. Rankle, Master of Pranks, 2 black for a legendary creature, Fairy Rogue. It's a 3/3 flying haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose any number of these options. You can have each player discard a card, and or you could have each player lose 1 life and draw a card, and or you could have each player sacrifice a creature. This card's great. A 3/3 haste flyer in black is already insanely good, and the fact that you can draw cards if you need it, you do have to let your opponent, which means you don't always want to do that. Discard cards if if you want to. If you have nothing left and your opponent does, that's a great choice. Or Sacrifice Creatures. Solid card. I think that does definitely beat Lovestruck Beast, and I think that will be our clear first pick. And yes, we get a foil human token and a foil food. So yeah, I'm on Rankle here. I don't think there's too much of a question there. Of course, you have the option of Lovestruck Beast and Gadwick, and there's a Reef Sol and a Gluttonous Troll, but I think I am just on Mr. Rankle here. Let me know what you'd have taken in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find me at patreon.com/manaleek, where if you become a $5 backer like Sidian did this week, you get your chance to get all the cards, none of the cards, some of the cards out of the pack. I have to imagine many of these cards will be wanted. You can always go over there to help me out, and anything helps. You don't have to do $5. If you do any amount, you get access to the Patreon Discord, which is a great place. We hang out, complain about Arena, and just generally chat about food and other games as well. You can always help me out by going over to inkedgaming.com, use promo code MANALEEK10, all one word, 10 as the number to get 10% off your order, and also help me out. And the easiest way is to like, share, and subscribe. If you do have questions, though, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next time.